Hey guys, I want to show you how to set up a 1980s, 1990s retro reborn roster file here for my league or season to play with in NBA 2K17. First thing that we're going to do is set up a new franchise. Now here you can set up a my league or season. I prefer to set up a season just because I think these are good for one season. No draft classes or anything like that to mess up with these rosters. So I'm going to start up season. You're going to go to custom league. Before we set up that though, you got to hit triangle to use the custom roster, and you'll see my online ID of VinnyVegas28 when you search. The roster that we're using is the 90s roster right here. So hit X to load that up and hit X again to select custom league. Now here we come to our custom league, and very important, you have to use the teams that I provide here. You can mix the alignment of these divisions and conferences any way that you see fit in the long term. After everything is set up. However, it's very important that you use these actual teams that I provide. For the 93 Denver Nuggets, we're actually using the roster file. It's the 94-95 Denver Nuggets team. For the Minnesota Timberwolves file, it's going to be the actual team is the 97-98 Minnesota Timberwolves. Now this is exactly how I'm going to set up my league, or sorry, my season and my season here in the custom league. However, you can set this up, like I said, align them any way that you want. You just have to make sure that you use these actual teams. Now, a quick note with the classic teams already on the game, the 1990 Warriors, the 97 Jazz, and so forth, all of the missing players are filled in for those teams. So Phoenix Suns, the 1993 Phoenix Suns, they're going to replace the current Suns. For the Lakers here, we're going to have the 97 Lakers, all the missing players. I use the Charlotte Hornets. It's actually the 97 Charlotte Hornets and the 91-92 Los Angeles Clippers right there. Memphis Grizzlies, we have the 2000 Vancouver Grizzlies that we're using there. The Dallas Mavericks, you have to use this 02 Mavericks team. They're going to replace the team that replaced the Mavericks team on the roster is the 1988 Dallas Mavericks team. And we're going to add one more team here, the current Rockets, and the file is 1998 Houston Rockets is going to replace the current Rockets. For the 76ers, they become the 1985 Philadelphia 76ers. The Brooklyn Nets are going to be the 92-93 New Jersey Nets. For the Detroit Pistons, use the 03 Pistons. The team is the 98 Detroit Pistons. 98-99 Detroit Pistons replaces this 03-04 Pistons. Indiana Pacers, we got the 1997 Pacers replacing those current Pacers. And we got the 89-90 Cleveland Cavaliers full roster there. For the Chicago Bulls, we're going to use the 95-96 team. Miami Heat, they're going to become the 1996 Miami Heat. This Philadelphia team is going to be the 96 Philadelphia 76ers, Allen Iverson's rookie year. The Washington Wizards are going to be the Washington Bullets. And those are the 96-97 Washington Bullets. We're going to add the current Atlanta Hawks team. They actually are the 1998 Atlanta Hawks, replacing those current Hawks. And we're going to also add the Knicks. These are the 1999 New York Knicks, replacing those current Knicks. So these are all of the teams for the West and the East to set up for your season or my league. And you can, once again, align these divisions and conferences any way that you want. Just make sure that you're using these actual teams to set up your league. When you're done, you're going to hit the options button to advance, set up options. Here, I prefer 5-minute quarters. I'm going to turn this on. Fantasy draft is off. I turn the salary cap off because we're not in the hard cap. No free agents. We're just playing one season here. We're going to turn off all the trades as well, the trade logic. Injuries you can leave on at your discretion. Progressive fatigue is on. Team chemistry is on. Gameplay difficulty, best of the best on Hall of Fame against a computer. I'm going to leave this up to your discretion. All-star, superstar, whatever you feel comfortable with. I'm going to go with superstar. Hit the options button to advance. Here, very important, you have to hit triangle to control all teams for the rebrands, and then advance. Game participation and management, that's manual. I turn these to auto right here just because I don't want the computer prompting me every single game for an injury or a roster lineup or rotation change. So very important there. And the rest is manual. We're going to advance. Just want to give a quick shout out to several YouTube members, from Operation Sports. T. Gore for his caps. Mike Maddenfort for his caps, also known as Freno and Operation Sports. And a few others. Mr. Grip Tight on YouTube. I use some of their caps as references for setting up this roster, especially most of them are from T. Gore on YouTube. And I did make some alterations to some players for my own caps, as well as I adjusted the signature shots, the ratings, the tendencies, and the badges. But I just wanted to give a shout out to those guys for the work that they do. Tremendous work setting up those caps as a base. I also want to give a shout out, as you see with the rebrands, to Mills, Montana, who under the 2K download, you'll see Mills, Montana to download courts and uniforms that he created. I'm not sure if he was the original creator, but that's where I did download most of my courts and uniforms for this rebrand. So I wanted to give him a quick shout out. And now we come to the rebrands. You'll see at the top of the screen, I'm using the right stick to cycle through my teams. The first rebrand that we come to are the Clippers. Hit the circle button, team relocation. We're going to download the team design. Now for the Clippers, you're going to type in, search by my username, VinnyVegas28. You see the creator right there, VinnyVegas28. Just preview, download the design. That's the design we're going to use for the 91 Clippers. Just hit X to apply it to that team, and that's it. Next team, we're going to cycle with the right stick to the Vancouver Grizzlies. And we're going to do the same process. Hit X to preview the design. Hit X again to apply that design to the Grizzlies. The Hawks are our next rebrand. And the Charlotte Hornets. The New York Knicks. Then the Dallas Mavericks. You'll see, just hit the R1 button to get to the next page, and there you'll find the 1988 Dallas Mavericks. The New Jersey Nets will be our next rebrand. Same thing, we're going to hit the R1, come to New Jersey Nets. There we go. Indiana Pacers. all of these designs should be ready for download under my username VinnyVegas28. So they're all uploaded under my name. The Detroit Pistons, we're going to leave alone there. The Rockets. Houston Rockets of 1998. Design right there. The Phoenix Suns are the next rebrand. There we go. Seattle Supersonics. These are optional. If you want to use that logo and that court and those uniform options from the 95 Supersonics, leave it as is. I prefer, and this is up to your discretion, to use this court, or Key Arena, that uniform option for Seattle Supersonics. So that's up to you. Minnesota Timberwolves are our next rebrand. There we go. And last but not least, the Washington Wizards. We got a couple options here for the Washington Bullets. This option, you'll see the Verizon Wireless logo is on that court. So if you don't want to use that, this option right here is the exact same thing without that Verizon Wireless logo. And this is the option that I prefer to use for the Washington Bullets. So you have a few options there. And that's it. Those are all of your rebrands complete for the 80s and 90s Retro Reborn roster file here. A quick note with the rebrands is that you cannot use the shorts for any rebrands that you create or that you download. You also, the benefit here, this is a huge plus, is that you can actually use with your rebrand all of the uniform options that are on the game for each team. So for the Dallas Mavericks, even though I'm using that created uniform for home and away, I still have the option of using all of their uniform options, all of their alternate uniforms, all of their classic uniforms. That's a really nice feature that 2K had available for us. And with that being said, I just want to say I hope you enjoy these rosters. And you can find the roster thread on operationsports.com under NBA 2K17's rosters. They're under the 80s and 90s Retro Reborn from VinnyVegas28. So I hope you guys enjoy. Please give feedback. And in the meantime, let's ball, baby.